the women have set a high bar in the compound competition.
Yeah, and I suspect that the men will try to do the same. We've seen some very high scores in eliminations, and I'm guessing they want to do the same in the finals here.
All targets number 1, 2019 Asian Grand Prix champion, representing Malaysia, Juwaidi Mazuki. And on target number 2, 2021 European Grand Prix champion, representing Slovakia, Jozef Bosasnky. And the line judge for this match is Cesar.
Well, what a lineup we've got. Juwaidi Mazuki from Malaysia. He's 30 years old, taking on 46-year-old Jozef Bosasnky from Slovakia. First world level final for Mazuki, but Bosansky's been around for a while. Believe it or not, he's never won a stage medal. Been in the final 4.
Yeah, he's a very high level archer. He just doesn't seem to get through to the medals.
These two have never met on a world stage before until today, and it will be Mazuki to get this match underway.
So Mazuki has been out on the field today already. Bosansky hasn't, but he seems to know what to do coming from the practice field going onto the competition field. They are right next to each other, so there's not much of a difference in terms of circumstance, but there's always a little bit of a difference, and he has adjusted well.
Perfect score.
Three X's as well. I mean, this is... what, have they been inspired by the women?
Yeah, they must be. I would be if I was in their shoes.
I mean, it's pretty incredible scoring from both of them, but Bosansky especially. The group is tight.
Yeah, honestly, the group of Mazuki is also really impressive. He shot 2 X's and a really good 10. So there's not that much wrong with it, but it's always cool to shoot 3 X's.
There we saw Mazuki there. He's a very well liked member of the circuit, understated and very chilled out, I'm told.
Yeah. And you could say the same, funnily enough, about Jozef Bosasnky. He's, I think this is the battle of the nice guys.
And absolutely nothing between them at the moment. 30 apiece and really too tight to call. Going to the second end, can they keep up this incredible standard?
Ooh, it's just out on the left, but I think he knew that something was up when he released, because he was like in anticipation to hear where it hit. And back on it. So all of his 410s that he shot so far are slightly low. So I would probably give my side a couple clicks if I was him. But Jozef, on the other hand, has shot 5 X's out of the 5 arrows he shot.
Boy, oh boy, another perfect. All X's again.
I feel like he should get a prize for this somehow.
I think that's what he's going after. This is a semi-final here, guaranteed at least a silver medal if you win this one. Mazuki, by contrast, is staying very relaxed and not too worried. Anything in particular you saw about the 9?
Not really. You could see that as soon as he released, he was kind of staying in the same position in anticipation of the arrow call. So I think he knew that it was not maybe the best arrow he's ever shot, but it didn't seem so. Yeah, it didn't seem that like there was a lot wrong with it. So maybe it just drifted off to the left and then the release went off, or.
Feels to me like Mazuki has quite a lot longer hold than most compound male archers. He seems to be at full draw for an awfully long time, or is that just me?
Yeah, he's not the fastest archer on the circuit, I think, but like I said before, if your technique allows for it, then it's not a bad thing if you're standing a bit longer. It's just when you're shooting in a really tense or like muscled manner, that's when it really hurts if you hold your bow for too long.
Well, trailing by 1 mode, Juwaidi Mazuki from Malaysia will shoot first. He starts end number 3 in the middle of the target again.
Ooh. Well, at least he still didn't hit a single normal 10.
You think he'd prefer the 9 rather than just a regular 10?
Just more of a glass half full kind of perspective.
Important arrow this one for Bosansky. Just clips the 10 ring for his first regular 10.
That one was definitely, you could see there was a little bit of a dip. I think maybe his release hand kind of came forward a bit, like not enough pressure into the wall of the compound, of the cam. And then the lack of pressure against the wall made him dip a bit with his sight, and then the release went off, and I think it's an 8.
What keeps this sport so interesting is a single arrow can make such a massive difference. Now, first off, Bosansky shooting a 9 with his first arrow made a huge difference, especially given the fact that Juwaidi had already shot a 10 and followed it up with another 10. So all of a sudden, that lead has gone. He's levelled things up. And just when you thought, well, there might be a little chance for him to sneak into the lead, he throws an 8 at us.
Yeah, which in turn, I think, gives Bosansky the idea that he can get away with something, and therefore maybe relaxes him a little bit. So might be the case. I don't know if he's even susceptible to many nerves or not at all. But
that's what the exciting thing about this sport is that every individual standing on the line is going to react in a different way to another athlete. And so is Bosansky just focused on his process? He's only shot 1 9, the rest are 10s, most of them X's. He's on good form.
He seems focused, but more so focused on the adrenaline high that he's currently in, from what I can see from the outside.
Well, end number 4, and Mazuki has a bit of work to do already. Opportunity comes knocking again for the Slovakian.
Nine.
So again, he shoots a 9, but he knows that he might get away with it because Mazuki is also not shooting only 10s at the moment.
Made the adjustment to his sight, but this is a big arrow here. If Bosansky gets a 10, I think he's booked his place in the final, and he does indeed. A 118, a 3-point advantage with just 3 arrows left to go. Not only is Mazuki looking to find the middle of the target himself, he's now hoping that Bosansky misses it.
Yeah, it's a double thing that needs to happen. So Bosansky needs to be so nervous that he shoots at least 3 9s or a 7 or an 8 and a 9, or at least drop 3 points. But then that's in the best case scenario for Mazuki, that he also shoots 3 10s himself. So yeah, a lot has to happen for this match to go the other way. But we've seen it happen before, so it ain't over till it's over.
It's very true, and we just got a little clip of Bosansky just perhaps showing a little bit of the tension that's there. 3-point lead. You can only really lose that, can't you? That was his middle arrow going into the 9. I mean, you'd much rather be in Jozef's shoes in this position, right?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
So, twofold job for Juwaidi Mazuki here from Malaysia. Shooting first in the 5th end, and he's trailing by 3. First, he's got to put down some 10s. That's a good start. It just puts a little pressure, perhaps, on Jozef Bosasnky. He can afford to drop 2 points in this end and still progress to the gold medal match. None dropped so far.
All of his good arrows are also, like, they're properly good, and they have a really small group. He just has a couple of stray arrows that stray from the group.
9.
It's just out, but I'm sure that he has he's clear enough in his mind to know that he needs the gold to get into the gold final.
10, 10, 10.
Great finish from Mazuki for a 145. Bosansky just needs to be in the yellow part of the target. And he's right in the middle of the target again for a 147. An impressive match from Bosansky, especially dropping just 3 points throughout the 15 arrows. And he makes it through to the gold medal match.